Hello, hello, hello. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We are here on Jade, and we want to take a look at the CLARALUX mod. Now, I will say I tried to do this a couple of times with Cage in his game, but I had some issues due to various different mods I had where I had certain activities going on, and I might be able to tell you some about that. But anyway, this is a very cool mod. It gives you some very good options. It's a little picky about where it is in your load order, and unfortunately, for all that they give you an okay description here, they don't really. You have to go out to their site to read a little bit more about it, and even then it's not the best. I would recommend that in general, if you use like enhanced lighting and effects, that you put it under that, but then you put it also above your weather mod. If you do something like cathedral weathers, or, well, I think any of the weathers. If you have it between the two, that seems to be its best place, okay? Its best placement. There's some things it's not compatible with. Does it tell you here? I'm not ready. It doesn't really tell you here. And again, you have to look at that. And see, I don't like things where I have to go out somewhere like that, where they could easily have given us that little bit of information here. Then they just didn't. I'm not trying to be overly critical. This mod has not been updated in some time, so it's another reason you may have some trouble getting it to work if you're using some other newer mods that have conflicts that we're just not aware of. That could be a problem. It actually was okay with Lampposts of Skyrim. However, if you should choose either this or Lampposts of Skyrim, don't use both, because well, if you do use both, you will just see a ton of stuff, and I don't think that's going to work very well. And I think is it Divine Lanterns? I think if you use Divine Lanterns, don't use it in this. But you can turn the lanterns or the lampposts off in CLARALUX, so it's not that you absolutely can't use them together at all, but you have to sort of be aware of what you're doing, okay? Anyway, so let's get into this CLARALUX. First off, we got to get Jade somewhere where she can travel. So we're just going to teleport to Whiterun real fast. Now I've lowered the mod count in this game. I'm back to just doing, this is just a show game, just a show load order. You're not going to see all the fun stuff I had in it, like when I was doing Cage. Boo, the skeleton. But like I said, CLARALUX seemed to be kind of particular. You're going to see I've got boring old Whiterun here, and the lighting is all about the same, probably no difference. Matter of fact, I didn't even check to see if I had fixed up any of my lighting or anything. I don't guess it matters. We can always change that up at another time.
Got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy. More inside.
Alright. So what Jade needs to do here, I don't know why our guard is not here. The guard is usually there, but now Jade's game may be a bit messed up because she came in and out of Cage's game. The CLARALUX test facility is here. It's not far from Riverwood. It looks farther than it really is, because you can plainly see Riverwood from this testing facility. Let me take you there. I might still have this game on Legendary, which is probably a mistake. I think for my shows, I should really just put it on the easiest, one of the easiest levels. But if we wanted to show you a combat thing, no, I'll leave it on Legendary. So, CLARALUX is here. It's got its own lanterns. You can see Riverwood right up there. You can also see some animals here. Don't worry about that. So anyway, we want to go in the CLARALUX testing facility. I should make Jade a more interesting outfit, I guess, but I just haven't bothered. So we'll just have to deal with it for now. I'll try to fix her up something later. Nonetheless, might have to give her another hairstyle too. Anyway, this is the testing facility. The testing facility really looks better and makes more sense at night. So let me just put us forward about 5 or 6 hours. I mean, it's okay during the daytime, but I just find it to be more sensible and useful during the nighttime. Oh, well. That's not enough, is it? Let's go one more. There we go. That's a cool moon. Alright, so now you can see. Now this is all default settings. Now default settings, you can check a lot of your settings here. Like your lantern weight. I don't guess we have much breeze right now. If I had a weather mod going that had a lot of breeze, you could make your lanterns heavy so they don't blow in the breeze. Or you can make them lighter, or you can keep them in between. You can check what you have here on the help buttons. Our current setting is 1, which is, I think that's just the default style. Here you can change the lantern style. Okay, now it's rounded. And if you look, see that's a slightly different lantern. It's a rounded lantern. Let's see what our other options are. This is Nordic. And Nordic, oh okay, it's rectangular, but it's got the little design in the lantern. I don't mind that. What's our other options? Mixed. Not sure what mixed is going to do. I guess you're going to get a mixed bag of lantern styles. Yeah, see, there's different styles of lanterns hanging out there, I think. Alright, so you can do that, or you can just set it to 5. I don't know what 5 is. 5 may not be anything. Vanilla. Oh, here we go. Vanilla. This should put us back to just normal lanterns. I don't know. Did that make sense? And this is SMIM, which is that. I guess you can just keep circling around and try them all out. And this is rounded again. So there we go. And you see it replacing them. And then when you check here, it'll tell you the style, and the current setting is 1. Let's go to this. This is a medium weight lantern, so that means they're a little more weighted. And then you could do this and they'll be heavy, and they shouldn't move in the wind at all if you do heavy. So it's just options. Let's see, lights are cooler. Cooler is bluer, basically. And warmer is oranger. And again, if you click on the button, you can read these things. Now, what I like to do is I like to make them a little warmer, because we're talking old style, fiery light, and it should be a warmer light. It should be a warmer glow, and it shouldn't be as blue. You know, the blue lights are really a modern thing. You really shouldn't see a lot of that in the old days. Just my thoughts. Just my thoughts. Okay, so here we have light attracts bugs. Now, right now, the default is it's turned off. And I say, hey, turn that on. I want to see some bugs around my lights. Now, here's dusk and dawn. You can adjust the time frame. I'm going to leave that alone. Here you can reset everything back to the way it was. You can also look at your settings. This can adjust the light level and the light variance in your game so that it's not exactly the same everywhere you go. That's a choice. The glow size and glow size variance. Again, this is just to kind of mix it up so that everything's not exactly the same everywhere you go. Daytime lighting. Similar. You know, it just allows you to have varying light levels during the day. And then here they have a few presets and some random settings, but they have some presets from the creator of the mod, or creators if there's more than one. And you can choose those and try those out if you want. Since there's not any documentation on them, there's not much for me to tell you on those. Now, another thing you can do, let me just roll down here. Each of these things is a switch. Oh, the moons look cool. Fire pits at street signs, and they're on right now. You can turn that off. This is the lighting of Whiterun. See how they have lights? They have exterior lights, and you could turn that off if you wanted to. Let's see. Yeah, 1 is on. These are binary switches. 1 is on, 0 is off, okay? And that's what most of these are. You might find some exceptions, but this is light posts on the roads. Now, personally, I think you should just go ahead and leave them on. And the default is, yeah. And you can set it for 2, which is half as many. So this is one of those cases where it's not strictly binary. There's 3 settings. Let's see. So I like the light posts or the lamp posts, so I leave them on. Now what is this? This is toggle lighting of forts. And it's turned on. The idea is, of this mod, is to add exterior lights to things. Now if you play in a darker game, this lighting will really make a big difference to you. I'm not playing right now in a dark game at all. There is no darkness in this game. You saw where basically I removed everything, so this is just vanilla night level, which is not very dark at all. Oh, now here, and they have, I didn't see any of these engineers, but they have a random appearance of CLARALUX engineers and carts and stuff. Pardon me, had to have some water. Some of the comments I read about this on Bethesda was quite interesting, so I think you should leave that on and see if you enjoy their random appearances. It sounded like people kind of got a kick out of it, so I would leave that on at least initially. Oh, okay, and this is Dawn Guard. What do we do here? Oh, it just adds that exterior lighting. You can turn it off and on. Most of these are toggles, just simple off and on. Now, if you come in here and you have something like a Genesis mod or anything that generates like bandit ambushes or anything, when I was in here on Cage originally testing this out, I got a lot of bandit ambushes. I tell you, it was funny. So this is for Windhelm. You can turn the lights off and on. Most everything defaults to on. Yeah, like the ruins. You know, and you can decide not to have those on if you're playing a dark game and you really don't want this extra stuff on. You don't have to have it on. You can just turn it off. For my purposes, I kind of liked the idea of it, especially when I was trying to play a little darker game. So, however, like I said, I had some weirdness. So, if you're playing a mod-heavy game and you put this in, you might experience some like pop-ins with some of the lampposts, and you know, it wasn't horrible, but it was like there was a delayed pop-in on some things. So just telling you, I had it working fine. It didn't cause any crashes, but it was like it was a little slow. Of course, if you don't run, it could be something I'm running that slowed it down, and I just don't know what it was. Like I said, I was running Cathedral, Weathers, and Seasons. Now it's a newer mod, and this is an older mod, so could be that they're not 100% compatible. Could be that there's just some slight issue there. I wouldn't know that. And I was running enhanced lighting and effects too, so don't know if that makes any difference. So all these lights are turned on, and you have the option of turning them off. And that's what this testing facility is all about too. You can darken it up to see what these look like. Let me show you. Why am I just talking about it? Let's do it. That's what we're here for, right? Well, okay, maybe I overdid it. But anyway, you can darken your game up. And you can see the lighting better. Which actually, if you want, I guess if you want a darker game, you could just come in here and just darken your game up that way. I guess you don't even need a mod to darken your game. Anyway, you get the idea. The only thing is, I guess that darkness is going to affect your daytime lighting, which is probably not the best. But this will give you an idea of what the fires and the lights will look like. Now, if you already have a mod that darkens your nights, like I had Cathedral Weathers, and I could just darken my nights and see how it looked with that. That was pretty simple, pretty easy. But this gives you an idea of what your lighting will look like out at night. And if we wait till day, let's go till in the morning. Now, mind you, I just changed my darkness setting, my display setting. So, but my daytime setting is still nice, even with the game, even with my setting turned dark. So there you go. I brighten my game up for the videos, because I think it helps. Because otherwise, doesn't she look a little too stark and dark and gritty? Which, in a way, the game looks pretty cool this way, but I don't want too gritty of a game. I want it to look pretty good. But that's not too bad, actually. I may have to adjust my display settings appropriately for this. Nonetheless, it's beside the point. That is what the CLARALUX does for you. Now, hold on. We're going to pop out. And I'm going to set our... You know what? I'm going to leave it the way it is for now. Let's just leave the lighting the way it is. Hopefully this will not mess up the video. This gives you a different perspective. I may have to change it to nighttime so that you can see the lamppost better. See the lamppost and the lamppost there. So let's change this to nighttime. Let's wait till about 7 p.m. Now this is with my display brightness turned all the way down. So, alright, so even with it turned all the way down, Skyrim is not very dark. Not really. And, oh, this is kind of dark. Well, okay, maybe I should turn it up just a little bit. My old eyes aren't going to be able to handle this. Let's try that. Is that better? Does she have a... Don't she have some torches? Oh, I may not have gave her any torches. Anyway, it makes you appreciate the lamp. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hold on a second. Hold on. You have to pardon me. She's not really made for fighting, and I didn't mean to get her into a fight. Oh my goodness. It was never my plan to have Jade come out here and fight something. Alright, so my idea of just turning the display down is not the best, because it doesn't really work the way I want it to. So, sorry about that. What we'll do is, so just put it back the way it was, and you'll just have to trust me. You have to get get something that gives you a darker nights, but does a better job of what I was trying to do right there. And you'll be in good shape. I need to probably bring back my legendary weathers. I don't like the god rays and stuff. Nonetheless, this is still a pretty good show of what CLARALUX does. You see the lampposts. I think they look good. They're pretty steady. Oh my goodness. he ran off. Oh, now I have a bunch of those. I should probably just get her a weapon. Well, whatever they are, they're not attacking us. If they come and attack us, we'll take care of them. Alright, so I was going to try to take us, though, to... I bet I can't go anywhere, because I have enemies on me. I was going to take us to Whiterun. Oh, okay. Let's go to Whiterun. We'll look at the exterior lighting. We'll bounce around to some of the different towns, and you can see the exterior lighting. You can decide if you like it or not. Probably really, though, you probably really need to get a different... Excuse me, a different lighting mod. I'm just using vanilla lighting at this point. And without all my trees and stuff, this all looks a lot brighter. But it's not a horrible thing. It looks cool in its own way. So, and I'm not timing myself. I really need to get in the habit of timing myself on these shows so that I can keep them down and not split them out into multiple parts, because really for something like this there's no reason. I can just show you enough so that you can decide if you're interested in it or not. What's this guy doing? Oh, he's a CLARALUX engineer. Hey,
got something to say?
How cool, we bumped into one. So there you go. You'll bump into these guys randomly in the game. So he doesn't have much to say to us, but you can see the exterior lighting. Let's go to humor me. Let's jump to Windhelm. Windhelm. And maybe we'll jump out to Markarth. And anyway, just to give you an idea of some exterior lighting, maybe, did I go to Riverwood? Maybe we should go to Riverwood. Everybody knows Riverwood. That way we could see what it looks like there. Yeah, we'll do that next. Riverwood is actually a good place. Most people seem to prefer to see Riverwood. It gives them an idea, and it's something they know. So here we are, and it's snowy, and I don't know how much you'll be able to tell.
It's no secret the Aretino boys.
What time is this? Oh, we need to wait like 12 hours to get some nighttime. You really can't see the lighting without it being nighttime.
The ritual, right? Called the Dark Brotherhood. But who's going to stop him?
But yeah, you can see the lighting up here. You can see the exterior lighting. And I don't know that it's... For some of this, it may not be extremely difficult or different than what you're used to seeing. But I think if you play around with it, you can make it what you want. That's the whole idea. I left all the defaults on, so if you run across shrines outside or anything,